Now we're turning it over to Becky Kemp, who is a professional speaker, mindset coach, and author of The Word Effect, 7 Simple Words to Create Your Most Beautiful Life. As an intentional language expert, she helps individuals and teams harness the power of words to spark confidence, creativity, and success. Today, she is here to share a powerful story and lesson on showing up, practicing like you play, and speaking your success, one word at a time. Becky Kemp.
What is one goal you've set for yourself that feels just out of reach? Maybe a big dream or an ambitious plan, and the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels quite overwhelming. That's exactly where I found myself when I stood on the stage at the 5th grade spelling bee finals. All eyes were on me. My heart was pounding. My hands were sweaty and my knees were knocking together because my 5th grade crush, Jared McDougall, was sitting right behind me. Now the judge brought me back to the present moment when he said, "Becky, please step forward and spell confident." I took a deep breath. I stepped forward and I prepared to spell. But let me tell you how I got here. It was 6 weeks before. I was sitting in Mrs. Linton's class. All eyes were on her when she talked about the spelling bee. She passed out packets of words. It felt like the dictionary. There was words like miscellaneous and handkerchief. Who even uses a handkerchief anymore? Mrs. Linton talked about practicing, but you know where I put my thoughts? Winning, the trophy, the glory. Maybe they'd have a parade in my honor. So I took that packet of words and I ran home to my mom. I burst into the kitchen and I declared, "I want to win the spelling bee." My mom stopped what she was doing and said, "Becky, you have all the potential if you practice." Oh, I was hearing that word again. Practice. I didn't want to practice. Couldn't I just show up and be good? I tried negotiating with my mom. "Mom, what if I just show up and possibly win?" But my mom knew better. She taught me about success. She said, "Becky, you play like you practice. I will help you. You need to show up every day. 15 minutes a day, let's practice." 15 minutes? That sounded like an eternity to a young girl that just wants to play foursquare with her friends. But my mom believed in me that day, and I reluctantly chose to as well. So Spelling Bee Boot Camp started at my house. Every day after school, I grabbed my packet of words, the timer, and I sat down with my mom. My mom said, "Becky, spell Mississippi." M-I-S-S-P-Y? Not quite, my mom said. She said, "Try again." Day by day, word by word, I practiced. And you know what? I showed up and I was getting better. And then it was the big day. There were 12 of us on the stage that day at Westville Elementary. We had all practiced and we were there. There were judges. They weren't just teachers anymore. And some of them were even wearing glasses. They seemed quite official. The competition began. One by one, we'd go to the mic. If we got out, we were asked to leave the stage. Before you knew it, it got down to just 2. Me, and you guess, Jared McDougall. He was right next to me. He was next. He went up in front, and all I remember is when the judge said, "Incorrect." And I knew what that meant. And that's when all eyes went on me. And the judge said, "Becky, please step forward and spell confident." I took my step forward. I took a deep breath. My heart was pounding. Jared was sitting right behind me. But then I remembered what my mom had taught me. She taught me about success. She said, "You'll play like you practice." I had practiced, and I realized I was ready to play. Confident. C-O-N-F-I-D-E-N-T. Confident. The whole room erupted in cheers. I scanned to find my mom. She was standing on the sides, and her smile was as big as the Mississippi River that day. because she had taught me to speak my success. Now that lesson has stayed with me. Abundant thinking doesn't just happen. We have to invite it in. We have to practice our success. So let me ask you, what is your big goal? What are you willing to do for 15 minutes a day to move your story forward? Because when you play like you want to win, you show up like a champion. And that's what happened to me that day. Thank you.